So let's go to Christmas base. So kiss it. Nice out. And start moving here. Start moving. Start moving. What? Oh, that's okay. We're not gonna meditate today because I don't feel like it. Arm circles. Alright. There's the down. It's a nice chunk. You already get to see which one goes. And other direction. Side side. We'll do it pretty quick warm up just because we've got quite a bit to do today. And I want to get right into it. Okay. Try to go like circles. Try to make like circles. Is that kind of hard for you guys? Now you gotta go the other way. Make circles the other way. Good to see you, sir. This is a little bit of brain teaser. I'm like having trouble too. That's all right. And twist. Very good. Kick out. Kick out. A little bit of line dancing here. And 10 push-ups. Hand up. Once you're done, of course. If you need to go on your knees, go on your knees. I want to see 10 good push-ups, whatever it is. Breathing deep through the nose. Out through the mouth. And 10 squats. And back jump. High knees. Goes back. Keep jogging in place. The camera's like freaking out right now. No? No? Am I blurry at all, guys? Or fuzzy? And the program was like, you may be having performance issues. And I'm like, what? But I look fine. Some leg swings. Flip side. Cardio position, throw some punches out. Some dips. Some slips and a few slips. Some hooks. Change angles. Stay nice and relaxed. I want to see a lot of head movement. A lot of like sharp turns, like boom, boom, right away. Don't like sit here and like super slow turns. I want to see a lot of like zigzag, blur motions. Right? Be that moving target. Don't let your opponent get a chance to hit you. Right? Again, think about moving, changing levels, distancing, all that stuff. Back to jogging in place. Pretend you're actually skipping rope. If you have a jump rope, then use it, but if not, it's okay. Mine's just kind of far away. I don't want to grab it. Skip. And horse stance. Or square stance, so feet 45 degrees. This truly is just a warm-up to get your blood moving a little. Tuck the shoulder in. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. I know it's getting warm. It's definitely getting warm for us. We're outside, so it's been fun, to say the least. So hopefully you guys are staying cool. Go ahead and grab your foot like this. Flamingo stretch. Is this the flamingo stretch? And other leg. Open the gate. Step over that fence. Try to get really big range of motion here, guys. Really big range of motion. Close the gate this time. Bring it in. Get that knee up nice and high. And back here. Close that stretch. Alright, check this out. We're going to do some dive bombs, alright? So check it out over here. If you can see. From here, down dog, you're going to do 5. So you're going to come through, look up, and back. That's 1. Okay? So let's just go, you can go at your own pace. I'll count them out pretty slow. If you want to follow along with me, that's fine. If not, do it at your own pace. We're going to do 5, okay? That's 1, 2, 3, make sure you're looking up at the sky. 4, last 1, 5. Get back up. Jog it out a little bit. I'm going to check to see if anyone's coming in. Because I realize I'm not looking. Yep. There we go. Cynthia, Stephanie, sorry about that. Wait, Cynthia, Stephanie's not in yet. Cynthia, sorry about that. I had the tab switched. So now, Cynthia, if you have a chair, or I guess you can use your bed maybe. We're going to do some dips. Okay? So grab your dip device. Do some dips here. Okay? A couple of things about the dips. First, you do not want to break 90 degrees, all right? You don't want to go too deep. It's not good for your joints. You want to just come at minimum 90 degrees, or maximum 90 degrees, sorry. All right? Another thing, you don't want to be hunched forward. You don't want to be hunched forward. You want to have nice, good posture all the way down. Okay, you'll find that when you go like this, you'll find it's easier to break that 90 degrees, and that's not good for you. So have good posture, and then try to go all the way down, and then all the way back up again, okay? So keep your elbows in nice and tight. Follow me. All right, so we'll do 10. So just come here. Now there's a couple ways you can do them. You can either have your feet like this, where you're like sitting in a chair, or you can have your feet straight. All right, whatever it is, cross your feet, whatever it is. I'm gonna do cross feet over here. Okay? So over here, let's do 10. Ready? Go. Ich, ni, san, shi, wo, uk, shich, touch. Keep a good posture. Ju. Right. That is it. Just nice, easy 10. Just get the triceps going. You'll be good. All right. Did you use a swivel chair, Cynthia? I guess some extra core stability when you're moving around and stuff. All right. So now let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. I got 2 different combinations for you. One of them should be, as far as I'm aware of, based on what the other instructor said, you guys have done them before, right? You guys did it before. It was the Fraser slip to the uppercut hook cross. Is that familiar? Did you guys do that? Or at least Fraser uppercut should be familiar, at least. Yeah? You guys remember do that? You guys did that with something Ethan, and I think you guys did it again last time. Yeah? We're going to hit that again. And then we got another one that is a really good one in case someone shoots in and tries to grab your legs, tries to take you down. And we're going to be looking at going off to the side and boom, surprising them with an uppercut. Okay? So let's take a look at that Fraser slip one more time. Remember, a couple of things with the Fraser slip. You are going straight down, right? But I'm not just bowing at the waist, right? I'm not just bowing to my opponent. I'm also not doing a squat, right? So if you look at my hips, it's like someone kicked me in the bladder, and this is happening. I'm loading my legs up this way, and I still have good posture, and I can drive forward again. So that's something that you guys can do. There you go, John, that's pretty good. And just practice that when you come in. I'll go sideways. When you come in, you go boom, and then you drive forward again. All right, so that motion of boom, boom, okay? With that ricochet feeling, there you go, Natalia, that ricochet feeling of dropping down and then coming forward again is really important. Where do you guys see that? Where do you guys see that in kata? Brown belt, all the brown belts should know. Where does that motion come from? Especially with that uppercut. That uppercut should be a big deal. It should be a big indicator of where you see that. Jonathan, go ahead. What do you think?
Is it Seisan?
Correct. Where in Seisan? Yes, sir, just like that. In Seisan, you guys know this part, boom, boom. That same motion of coming in, dropping down to the hips, and then lunging forward with that uppercut is that same motion. Where you're coming, the only difference is you're going kind of a little more equal on the legs, and then driving straight forward rather than going to the side and coming up, right? But it's the same general idea of dropping down and then using that motion of dropping to spring forward again, right? So you're kind of coming down and then going off to the side. So once you guys get that, start adding in that uppercut. So you're here. You drop down, and as soon as you launch forward, you extend that arm, boom, and you're hitting with that uppercut, right? And that's to the liver. So remember, you got to duck down deep enough to avoid that punch, right? At least 6 inches. Boom. And as soon as you do that, you kind of drop this arm just slightly, and then you kind of stab that forward. Now remember, it's really important that you don't do this. When I go down, I don't do this and bring it back and forward. All I do is when I drop it down, my hand just kind of comes straight out. Right, and then I just attach that to my hip, and then I launch that forward, right? You make sure that you're not bringing that hand back, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and do that a couple times. Boom, boom, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Now what I want you guys to work on, yeah, Cynthia, you got the right idea, is after you throw that uppercut, boom, boom, right? Because when I go through that uppercut, watch this hip. I expand that hip to hit. As soon as I do that, I bring it back. And now I can throw my hook over the top, right? So after I come in, boom, come in, bam, rewind that hip, throw that over the top with my hook, and then come over the top with that elbow. It's actually going to be an elbow, not a cross. I misspoke. Okay? So again, the whole thing's going to look like this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so after I throw that uppercut, boom, boom, I'm right away tucking my hip in, and then throwing my hook, and then throwing my elbow.
Just like that.
Okay? Right?
Uppercut, hook, elbow.
Yep. Pretty good.
You can go to slice if you want.
Slice that elbow in.
Oh, devastating.
Nice and easy, all right?
It's not
Elbows are good. Not for their health, but for your health, all right? Because the less chance you're going to break a bone. If you guys punch someone in the head, if you guys didn't know, skulls are hard, and you're more likely to break your hand, right? Even a little bit of difference in your hand position or their head position, you can shatter your bones in your hand. So that's why elbows are nice, because a big bone on their head, and you're Gucci. All right. So let's do it a couple more times, and I really want you guys to get this motion. Boom, boom, and then right away throw that hook. All right. So I want to see that elbow should come pretty naturally, but really important is this movement and the transition from the uppercut to the hook. Sorry. So you're here, boom, 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 and throwing that elbow in. But I want to see a nice steady flow of techniques coming out from your guys' combination. I don't want to see a lot of staggering or hesitating or winding up, all right? There you go, Sumita, that was pretty good. There you go, Joshua, that looked pretty good. And something you guys can do if you're still having trouble with it, and to give you guys really a lot of hip rotation, after that uppercut, actually make that a left slip and then a hook. Right, so it'll be here, boom, boom, slip, hook. Right, so it's almost as if that uppercut right away and the rewind kind of already is there. It's kind of two birds, one stone kind of thing. You kind of blend in together, moves together. But it's just a little bit of extra head movement that makes you guys a harder target to hit. Right, so even though it may not be a full slip, but at least you can deflect or just change your position so they have to readjust, right? But when you're coming in, boom, 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 see how I'm moving my head? So even though I'm moving straight down, maybe a little bit off to the left, come in, boom, left again, and then come over the top, boom, boom. And my head is constantly adjusting and moving, all right? That's what you guys want. Okay? And if you guys, well, if you can, Sumita Sahan is perfect for you. Henrik Holken is perfect for you. Who else? Vedant and Rita, maybe you guys could do this too. Natalia, I don't know if your mom or your brothers are going to do this. Actually get a person to be in front of you. So my Paula, can I borrow you for a second? Just for 1 second. Just because, I don't know, good to see you, Tithia. See you next time, okay? I don't know if somebody, Ethan or whoever else taught this, I don't know if they went over it, but distancing is really important, right? So once you actually get a human being in front of you, the distance all of a sudden changes, right? Because now you have to think about where their body is, how close you are to that person, exactly, right? How long their arms are. So if she swings, comes in with that attack, and I'm coming in here, boom, when I hit, Well, now I can't just throw a hook like this, right? I have to shift my weight backwards in order to get distance to throw my hook and then come in and throw that elbow. All right, so it's really important to get that down. So when I throw this movement, it's not just here, boom, right? But it's actually this, where I'm shifting my weight backwards. Maybe this way might be better. Here, my head is forward. Now my head is backwards. So I'm kind of moving away as I'm throwing that hook. There you go. But don't do this. Right? Make sure you're sinking back. So even though I'm leaning backwards, moving my weight backwards, I'm still not leaning backwards. Thank you so much, Paula. So if you notice, my back is not doing this. All I'm doing is I'm turning and dropping. And that changes the same amount of distance, right? But that also allows me to throw my hook properly and then come over the top of that elbow. So I highly recommend you get somebody, or at least try your best to visualize somebody in front of you. Cynthia, maybe you can grab your mom or something. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Just don't accidentally hook her in the face, because she will not appreciate that. All right? Cool. You guys got that? All right. So pretty good. Next combination we got, it's a pretty short one. It's something that we taught in the last class, at least we'll kind of taught in the last class. So I don't know if you guys know, does anyone remember Tony? Who remembers Tony? Natalia, I think you might have met him once. He's a really tall African-American guy. Super, like, buff. Well, anyways, he does MMA. He's a fighter. And Sensei was doing this combination with him, and I was watching, and I was like, oh, that's really good. I'll teach it to the kids. I'll teach it to you guys, you know. So this is off of someone who's kind of a grappler. They're a wrestler, right? And one of the most common things a wrestler will do is a double leg takedown or single leg takedown. They'll do what's called a shoot. Basically, is when you're standing there, they're going to try to shoot in and try to grab your legs, pick them up, and throw you on the ground. Right, and that's one of the common things. That's one of the most common things that that a wrestler would do. Now, there's normally two different, maybe three different ways to handle that. Right, one is just to move. Right, oh, sorry, maybe four. The first is to move, right, and to kind of get out of there. The second is to throw a knee. Right, so as they come in, boom, you kind of meet them in halfway with a knee. That's pretty devastating. The third one is to turn and throw an uppercut. And the fourth is to just get taken down, right? That's the last one, is just to take it and get slammed on the ground and probably get your face punched in. So we're going to be looking at option 3, and that's the uppercut, right? Now we talked about 5s and 6s, right, with the uppercuts, right? We did a lot of hooks, but now we're looking to move off to the side and throw a hook, an uppercut this way, right? So the idea is that someone's reaching for your legs, you're coming in, and boom, you're changing the angle, changing the distance, getting your foot out of there, and surprising them with that uppercut, and hopefully knocking them out. All right. So now the way we're going to set it up is it's going to be a cross, pivot, uppercut. Right. Now the way it's going to be, that's pretty good, Natalia, is that it's a surprise. Right. The idea is that you are in this fight, whatever it is, self-defense, whatever it is, and you're imagining that you're probably going to have a striking match with this person, but they decide all of a sudden to just shoot for your legs. So as soon as you throw that cross. Right, when you go to throw that cross, you see them shoot for your legs, and boom, you got to adjust and throw that uppercut instead. Right, so it's about that high twitch reaction, about boom, moving and hitting. Right, so here's what's going to happen. I want you guys to let's just practice it a couple times. Let's just practice a little bit. So we're working on just the pivot. So the pivot is going to look like this. Watch my feet. Step, enter. Right, so I step with this leg, kind of cross my feet. At the same time, I kind of turn my weight. I put my weight on this leg, and then now I can turn my hip and restabilize. Okay, so I know normally we tell you not to cross your feet, but it's different this time because I'm not crossing without a purpose. I'm not just crossing, right? But I'm actually crossing and sinking, and now I can load and twist into my uppercut. Right, so you can almost throw a hook from there. Boom, boom. The only difference is now we're going to be throwing it up this way to an uppercut rather than turning. So it's more of an upward movement rather than a rotation. Okay, but you're still rotating, and be careful. Again, with uppercuts, what makes them really hard is people tend to overshoot. They try to throw that uppercut like super, super high. Don't. It's just there, right? Shouldn't be higher than your shoulder. Okay, because remember, they're shooting for your legs. If they shoot for unless they got 2-mile-long arms, where do you think their head's going to be? Below yours, right? Because they're shooting for your legs. They're ducking under and going for your legs. So you don't need to punch this high, right? You only need to punch this high. That's probably where their head's going to be. So you're moving and meeting their head with your arm. Okay, so let's try that. So just come here. You're going to turn, boom. You kind of speed skater, and then turn and throw that uppercut. So you're not moving too much. boom, just throw that uppercut. And try to get that high twitch, just turn and hit, right? And then you can add in that cross, turn, hit, right? So boom, boom, right? And get that ricochet off of this motion, off of this, turn and hit. So as soon as you whip out that cross, boom, you use that retraction to help with the turn and uppercut. Okay, so it's one kind of continuous movement, right? And you want to be able to chain them together that way. Okay? So again, really get off the line, boom, boom, off to the side. Okay? Again, really imagine someone's trying to come in here. Somebody, let me borrow you for a second, actually. You're going to be my wrestler with that creepy face. Okay?
I don't have a creepy face.
So the idea is that he's trying to shoot in for my legs, right? And instead of just letting him take me down, I'm coming in and boom, and I'm coming in, bam, and I'm meeting him with that uppercut. Maybe from the other angle. That's brutal. Better, yeah. So it is like, let's say I'm throwing across, and he kind of ducks under and decides I'm coming in, bam, and throwing that uppercut instead. Right? But it's about reaction because thank you very much. So I'll show you guys kind of how fast it would normally be. Like they're not gonna like do this and like chill out, right? They're really gonna be shooting in and coming in towards you. So they're gonna be fast. So if you're just like, oh geez, right? You're gonna get swept up and taken down. So your reaction has to be this. At least move and leave your hand out there so they can run into it and hopefully slow down. All right? So that's why it's really important that you guys are getting this. So here's what we're gonna do. You guys are just gonna kind of shadow box. Shadow box, move around. And when I say shoot, boom, you're gonna pivot off to the side and throw that uppercut. And that shoot is gonna be that's gonna be the indicator for someone shooting in for your legs, right? And the idea is that you're gonna be shadow boxing. I want you to change angles, whatever it is, right? You can do some head movement. You can throw hooks, uppercuts, whatever. But as soon as I say shoot, boom, you're moving off to the side and throwing that uppercut, right? And I want it to be quick. The shadow boxing can be nice and relaxed. Whatever, right? Nice and loose. And then when I say shoot, boom, turn and hit, I want to see a nice solid uppercut right to the face. Exactly, Joshua, just like that. Okay? And sink down, twist the body, come in and hit him. Okay? So go ahead, nice and shadow box. Just move your head, whatever it is, and shoot. So right away, there you go. That's pretty good, pretty good. And then right back to shadow boxing. Don't shoot and hang out, right? You're gonna shoot and then right back to shadow boxing. What I'd like you guys to do, actually pay attention to this. After you throw that uppercut, boom, throw a couple strikes and back away. Because it is, you just hit them, right? So you want to create distance at the same time. So after you throw that, boom, create distance, and then right away go back to shadow boxing. Whatever it is, okay? All right, so go ahead, get to it. Shadow box, boom, boom, boom. Uppercuts, whatever it is, hooks, head movement, and shoot. Turn and hit. There you go. So see how you got to be quick, right? If you just turn, that's okay, right? You're probably still going to get taken down, right? But at least you reacted kind of in the right direction. But you have to turn and hit. You have to hit them, okay? All right, go ahead. Shadow box, shadow box, shadow box. Boom, boom, boom. Shoot. Turn, hit. There you go. Right back to it. Right back to it. Right back. Don't wait for me to tell you. Don't wait for my permission. Just go ahead for it. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I still want to see loaded legs. I want to see good movement still. I don't want to see any evasion. Shoot! Turn, hit. There you go. Right away, and then right back to it. Create distance, guys. After you throw that hit, create distance. Don't just chill out there. Okay, move around. Head movement, shoot! Boom. And right away, back to it. All right? What?
I was going to say, bless you.
Oh, achoo! Bless you. Shoot!
Bless you.
You guys are ridiculous.
Did you sneeze?
I don't sneeze like that. Got it, keep going. One more time. Move around, shoot! Boom, hit. All right, yeah, man, relax. Chill out. All right. So not bad. Now, pay attention to this. Watch this. Just watch for a second. The difference between this versus this. See how I turned, then threw my punch versus the same time? You want it to be at the same time. Because as soon as a grappler gets their hands on you, you have like milliseconds to do something. All right? That's the difference between you getting picked up and slammed on the ground versus you getting out of there and not getting pummeled. Right? So really really try and work on getting the timing of this where it's one motion rather than step turn. It's just turn, right? And as you turn, you throw that hand. Does that make sense? So I saw some of you were doing it really well. Some of you were still kind of lagging behind. And I wouldn't say lagging because dynamically it was still good. Right? Dynamically you were still moving properly and throwing that hand. I just want you to speed it up a little bit and make it more kind of at the same time.
I saw Joshua, Natalia, and Cynthia doing it right. I didn't see. I didn't see anybody do it wrong, but I specifically saw those three doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, then
Vietnam is trying to join in.
Yeah.
And I am heading out. And have a great weekend, everybody. And thank you very much.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll be here Saturday, but yeah, I'll see you next week.
All right.
We'll keep in touch.
Bye, Sensei.
Think about the schedule for Monday, Wednesdays. Think about how you want to do that. A lot of options.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So, you guys get it? You guys got it? You guys got it? Good. All right. So, very good, very good. Do you guys have some water? Grab some water. We'll spend the rest of the class here doing some kata. So I know we got testing in 2 weeks. Testing in 2 weeks. It's not next week, but the week after that. I forget what the week is. It's like the 24th or something like that. So we'll do that. Sensei's back.
I lost my sunglasses.
Weren't they on your shirt? Oh, is these it, right?
Yay! I found my sunglasses.
10 points for Sensei Lucas.
Yes.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, cool. Chicken sounds pretty good right now, actually. So let's do some kata. So I know. Here's what I want to do, actually. I want to do one. This is new. I'm going to try this out. We're going to do kata together. We're going to do Pinan Shodan. Now, the reason why I want to do this is, first of all, Pinan Shodan, something everyone knows. Actually, can we do... Nah, we'll do Pinan Shodan. We'll stick with Pinan Shodan. It's nice and easy. But I want to work on shuffling. I want to work on shuffling in a small space, because I know, Cynthia, you got us pretty small. You, at least small enough for kata. Like, it's too small for kata. Joshua, I can tell you got a small space for kata. So I'm going to talk... You guys are going to do it with me. Oh, there's my ball. Hi, my ball. Bye, my ball. We're going to do kata together. I'll talk you through it, and we'll kind of work on shuffling and how to do kata in a small space. So let's do it. So get some space, as much space as you can get, but if not, that's all right, because we're going to shuffle. So Pinan Shodan. So here, raise stance. Okay. Now, first move, pretty easy. I recommend that, let's say I don't have any space right here, just move, so that way I can get a full, the first stance is a full stance. So we're going to turn lower block. Okay. Now my back foot is going to come into my right foot. Sorry, my left foot. My left foot is going to come into my back foot. And then I'm going to drive forward and throw that punch. Okay? From there, my left foot is going to come into my right foot. I'm going to turn and lower block. Okay? And then back fist. Okay? Right leg into left leg, drive forward punch. Okay? Now from here, there's a couple things. If you, like I can tell maybe Joshua, you might have trouble going forward. Right? So what you can do, if you can, just shift a little bit. Kind of shift away from the direction that you're going to be stepping towards, right? So in this case, Josh would be shifting to your right. So you're going closer to the couch. Yeah. From there, my left leg comes into my right leg. I drive forward towards the front, lower block, and poke. Then from there, upper block, upper block, upper block, ki. So kind of see how I did that there. All right, so again, from this angle, this is what it's going to look like. Step in, upper block, step in, upper block, step in, upper block. I guess it'll be like this, all right? So we're here. From there, same thing. If I have stuff right here, I'm just going to move a little bit as much as I can. I turn that foot, turn, and lower block. Okay? Then I step and punch, shuffle and punch, if I can, right? And then step in, turn, lower block. So try that again, So I'm here. My back leg is going to come into my right leg pigeon toe. And then I turn and lower block. So you're going to spin the other way, Joshua. Spin to your right. So after here, step in. So, okay, sure. Step in with the left leg. Turn to your right, so turn towards the couch. And then continue turning lower block. Yeah, turn that way, yeah, and then lower block. There you go, and then step in punch. Okay? From there, left leg moves, step towards the back, low block. Boom. Shuffle punch. shuffle, punch, ki. Right? From there, I turn, shuto. Okay, from there, same thing, shuffle, shuto. Shuffle, shuto. Shuffle, shuto. And I'm done. Right? So, general rule of thumb for shuffling. You want to replicate real motion as much as you can. So for instance, if I were to throw a punch, if I were to just step and throw a punch, right? I turn my foot, I drive through and I punch. So I push off my back leg, drive and punch. Now if I were to shuffle and replicate that, okay, how would I do that? Well, let me see if I can do it wrong. I wouldn't do this. Actually, no, I would do that. So my front leg would come into my back leg. I can load up and I can drive forward into my punch. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to do this wrong. It's kind of tough. All right. So the idea is that I want to replicate that as much as possible by bringing my back foot in. Now I can load my leg and drive into my punch. All right. I wouldn't do it. Oh, here we go. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't shuffle like this. Because where's my weight going? Backwards, right? And I wouldn't throw a punch that way. I wouldn't if I had space, I wouldn't throw a punch like that. So I want to bring my back foot in and then drive forward for that punch. That makes sense? And that's just one example of that. So what you can do is if you have space, like right now Cynthia has space, you can do what you just did and step forward and punch and then try to incorporate that and shuffle next time. Yeah, and try to replicate. Even if you do have space, you can kind of play around with that as well. Okay? So we have about 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. Practice on your own. And if you have any questions, let me know. Because that is my job, is to be here for you. If you have questions, let me know. Okay? Talia's practicing sigh. Jonathan's doing Sakino flute. Sakino ton flute. Joshua, look like you're doing Pinot Nidan, yeah? Boom. Bam, bam. That's right, Joshua. That's right. Yeah, you got it.
I know, I'm just trying to make it work with the shuffling you just taught us.
Gotcha. So at least for the way I would do it, is after here, boom, and I kick. Well, knowing that, after this I would just step and punch, I can just scoot back a little and then put my foot down and throw that reverse punch. So boom, turn middle block, right? So shuto. Sure, turn middle block. I kick. You're gonna scoot back a little bit like this. Let's say I did this, right? Boom, kick. Let's say I can't do this, right? I can't step and punch. So instead, let's say I have something here. I'll just put my foot down, take a couple steps back, bring my foot back up, and then do that movement, right? So it's just kind of like in my brain, I know. Well, I would just go right into it, but in reality, if you didn't have space, that's how you do it. Exactly. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, and really feel that pull. So after that punch, Joshua, here, don't just do this, right? Try not to do that, but actually feel like you can actually reach out with this hand and pull that back. Does that make sense? Boom, and then punch. And actually use that hand. So after this punch, right, boom, use this hand to like reach and grab so I can unload this hip, and then I can pull that back and actually get power there with the left hand. Boom, reach with the right. So like, watch this. So I'm here. Let's just go to here. So left hand is out. Right leg forward. There, right? So I'm gonna kind of drop this hand to my stomach as I reach with my right. I'm gonna grab. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this right hand to my hip as I do a middle block with my left. Yeah, and feel how that motion of this pulls back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so now you're coupling that with your stance and all that stuff. Yes, exactly. And that's what it's doing. Like if I had a, actually I'll use this combo. Let's say this was an arm. Let's say this was someone's arm. I'm reaching out and grabbing, boom, and I'm pulling that back and breaking with this hand. Breaking that against my chest, and I'm pulling that way. So it's this is happening. Oh, this. All right, so you wanna get that motion down, or that feeling of pulling and ripping. Cynthia, you pulling up your review sheet right now? Review sheet. Student evaluation form. Oh, you're looking on YouTube. Okay, I gotcha. You doing Pinan Sandan? Pinan Yondan. Pinan Godan. I feel like every time I like talk to you, you're like the next rank up. Do you want me to help you? I can just talk you through it. Yeah, because I'm already talking to you. I might as well help you with what you're supposed to be doing. So let me see what you got from the beginning. Looks like you were pretty far. Step the other way. Yep. And then boom, boom, boom. Yep. From there, you're done. You're good there? Okay, cool. So let's see. We did a ki. You're gonna turn to your left on one foot up, cross, and then horse stance lower block. Okay. You've seen it though, right? You've seen this part? Okay, cool. From there, my left hand, kind of like Nachi Shodan. Clear. And then I'm going to do a crescent kick and kick my own hand. And then I'm a horse stance and elbow. Yeah. Okay. We'll go to there. Okay. So after this, boom, arm bar, ki. I'm going to turn to my left, my right foot. Watch the footwork on this. So from here, my right foot turns, my left foot turns, and then I come up, down. Horse stance, clear, turn the left foot, hip, elbow. Yeah. So just pay attention to like which foot moves first and how far you want to turn it, because you want to turn it as much as possible so you don't have to adjust for it later. Yeah. Let me see it. Boom. You gotta come up like this. You gotta do like the Wonder Woman thing, yeah. Her beam of justice. The beam of doom. There you go, that was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be this boom. And then you wanna like pause there for a second. So after this motion, go here. After this motion, you like pause, boom, and then slam down. And then reach out and all that other jazz. Kick and then elbow. Cool? That's it. All right. Henrik, how you doing? Marilyn, you all right? Haven't heard from you guys? Doing all right, I hope. Natalia, any questions? Although I know you're doing Psi, so I can't really help you now that I think about it, so. Tier. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna try to get Paul and teach it to me, or relearn it because I learned it at one point, but it's okay. All right, guys, yeah, man, very good. Nice. So, like I said, let's go ahead. We'll do a quick bow out, and then we'll do some announcements. Okay. So, good job today, everyone. Cheers,